everybody. I would like to call the November 13th Delaware County Redevelopment Commission meeting to order. If you could please stand and join me. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you could please remain standing. I would like to offer up a moment of silence in honor of the Delaware County Sheriff's Deputy, Corporal Blake Reynolds. As I'm sure most of you are aware, he was killed in the line of duty yesterday. So if you could join me in a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Call, please. Mr. Keesling.
Present.
Ms. Green. Here. Commissioner Brand.
Here.
Commissioner Henry.
Here.
Mr. Adams.
Here.
Mr. Wrigley.
Here.
Moving on, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the October 9th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Roll call, please. Mr. Keesling.
Abstain.
Ms. Green. Yes. Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Mr. Wrigley.
Yes.
We'll be moving on to tabled business.
I'd like to make a motion to remove the Oakville weather siren from the table.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll
Yes.
second it.
Okay. All those in favor of removing the Oakville weather siren from the table, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
So when this request first came to the Redevelopment Commission, we considered it and then we tabled it to try to find money. John Catino submitted a grant request to American Electric Power for $50,000 and it was granted. I believe that check has been issued now to Delaware County, maybe on October 26th, and the auditor's office is seeking a copy of the grant application. Mr. Catino and Mr. Keesling are both aware. They will ensure that a copy of the grant application gets to the auditor's office so that money can be properly received and then distributed for this project in Oakville. Mr. Catino and Leonard Reese, he's the trustee in Monroe Township, have the responsibility to find the location for this in Oakville. More than likely, it will be on the Keystone property at the old Oakville elevator. So I would make a motion to withdraw this request from the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission based on that.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Brand, second by Commissioner Henry. Roll call, please. Mr. Keesling.
Yes.
Ms. Green. Yes. Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Mr. Wrigley.
Yes.
We definitely appreciate AEP's work on this along with Mr. Catino.
Absolutely.
Okay. Next on tabled business is the guardrail replacement request.
I'd make a motion to remove that from the table.
Second.
Okay. Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
So we have Carrie and Tommy listed on the agenda, but they're in the Finance Committee meeting with County Council. So Dean Thomas, the county engineer, is here to present.
Good morning.
Morning. The summary sheet you guys have, you can strike out the totals list on that. They're not totaled. It's one, and then there's another set of quotes that's that plus additional guardrail. 3 contractors, 6 total quotes. And like I say, it just depends on how much you guys are wanting to pursue. We have the guardrail section that's along 500 North is the first column, then 500 North plus the addition of the Walnut guardrail as well. So there's varying amounts. C-Tech and James H. Drew were the more competitive contractors.
Are you recommending splitting this up between C-Tech and James Drew?
No, I just highlighted the best deal on each line. It depends on if we're
Gotcha.
wanting to do half of it or if we're wanting to do all of it. So
Gotcha.
C-Tech was more competitive for all of it, but James H. Drew was more competitive for the smaller section.
Understand. So the decision before the Redevelopment Commission is if we want to do 500 North only, we would go with James H. Drew for $17,730. If it's the pleasure of this board to do both 500 North and Walnut, which is right there at that intersection, it would be $49,800.
Yep, with C-Tech, correct. And then any other questions you guys may have about that.
Any
Any
questions?
discussion, questions?
So we'd have to figure, if we wanted to do either one of these, we'd have to figure out where the money comes from. It's too far away. Do you have a recommendation as the county engineer to do one or both of these?
We would prefer to do all of it to knock out the whole section, but at the end of the day, it's whatever finances we have available.
They do both need done.
Yes, it's all of it's outdated. None of it's in compliance with current NDOT spec, so it is a liability. But and this is beyond the scope of what the county could perform as far as quantity and getting it done in a timely manner. So
The closest county-controlled TIF is the Morrison TIF. So if we wanted to pay for it all out of Morrison, or if we wanted to split it up,
Would everyone be comfortable taking it all out of Morrison?
pardon me.
Would everyone be comfortable taking it all out of Morrison? Because that's a
I
pretty good
believe the
hit.
I believe the funds are there.
It's there.
Even with the debt obligation towards that, there would
Okay.
be money in Morrison.
Because I know we've committed some other funds out of there.
We sure have.
I'd make a motion to do both the 17,730 and the 49,800 out of Morrison.
and could I make a correction on that?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to do both. If you do the 49,000, the first one is included within the second quote.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would second that amended motion.
So to be clear, your motion, sorry, your motion is for the 49,800 with CTEC, correct?
Correct. And that's both, right?
Yes, that's
Yes.
the whole section.
Okay.
Walnut and 500 North.
Yes.
To be paid out of Morrison.
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Kiesling,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Wrigley.
Yes.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on tabled business is the Whiteley Community Council request. Do we have a motion to remove that from the table, or do we like to leave it?
I'm trying to catch up on my notes where we left off.
I believe. According to our minutes from the last meeting, you asked if Mr. Hudson had met with
MRC.
Community Development and MRC.
Correct.
Right. Yeah, I see Mr. Hudson's here. I'll make a motion to remove it from the table to see if Mr. Hudson has an update.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Will you turn that microphone on?
Yes, I
Thank you.
will.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for hearing me. I don't have many updates for you as of right now, although I have reached out to the mayor's office and MRC for some discussions on your request for us to go to them to see what commitments they would make. I'm waiting on those responses still. I know there's been a lot of things going on. There's even been deaths in some of the family members that sit on those boards or on that board. But I will remind the board of a couple things. Early on, and you may be aware of this, the city came in first for the project at $500,000. And recently, the mayor's office has made a commitment before I came here, was last month, I think it was, or the month before. The mayor's office made a commitment of $150,000 of additional funding in budget year 26-27. So part of that will come from community development, and part of it will come from edit funds. So those commitments have been made. Those commitments were made before I came to this board to seek your assistance in the project. We've raised a little over $4 million, and we're seeking to raise an additional $530,000. We've seen our costs go up some, so we know that we may have to raise a little bit additional. But we're sticking with our original estimate as it stands right now, because there is a contingency in that estimate to help us buffet some of the rising cost. And then also I would like to extend an invitation to anyone on this board to come see a full presentation for the redevelopment project this evening at 5:30 at Minnetrista. We've been doing presentations to the community, extending invitations to individuals to come and see the presentation. It does a lot for your understanding of the need of the project when you kind of see the presentation for it. It goes a lot further. You can ask as many questions as you like. We even feed you. And it's about an hour and a half presentation with questions included. So it's not very long. It's really about a 30 to 45-minute presentation, and then we answer questions and let people mingle and eat a little bit. But it's at Minnetrista at 5:30 today. We have another scheduled for Friday that I may cancel. So this will be your best chance to come and see a good presentation and ask as many questions as you like about the presentation, about the redevelopment. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I'm still waiting on responses from the city. Other than what I just reported about the additional $150,000 commitment, then I'm waiting on other meetings to take place.
I have a question for you, if you don't mind. So essentially you're saying you've raised 400 of the, or 4 million of the 4.5, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any plans, because you've been sitting at that number pretty comfortably for a while, right?
No, that number grew last month, 2 months ago, month and a half ago, to that amount. It's our overall, we have 4.1, but the $100,000 is general fund money. It's for the operation of the organization itself. But we can include that depending on how fundraising go to the project, if we need be, or keep it for keeping the lights on, right? Paying taxes and so on and so forth. So
essentially, if my math is correct, you're basically like between 88 and 90% there.
Yeah, we're 90%, just about 90% there. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any plan to go ahead and get the project started, knowing that you're 10% away?
I'm glad you asked that, because it's forgive me for cutting in. And I often get so wrapped up in the details of trying to get this done, I forget to mention some of the things that are important. So thank you for asking that question. We've actually signed contract last Friday to replace the roof, to start the construction. So we're starting the first phase of electrical relocation, and we are starting the roof replacement. The roof is one of the things that's costing us additional money, because at first it was a roof repair, and now it's a complete roof replacement because of the further deterioration from the first estimate to now. But we're hoping to get that completed this winter, hopefully before it gets real bad outside, and that will actually push us into signing more work contracts to do more of the work on the inside of the building, because the building will be secure and dry. So we'll have the opportunity to do more work over the wintertime, with our eyes set on a goal to start some of the site work itself, the land moving portion of it, in the spring when the ground thaws. So we've started, and we've been talking to some of our financial institutions, where a contribution can be made, as well as a partnership on a construction loan to complete the project. But our goal is to raise the funds to reduce the size of that construction loan. Now, let it be noted that the neighborhood association's sustainability plan for the project is obviously some grant funding through the years, but it's also the tenants that go into the building. So the building will sustain itself. But we don't sell things, right? We don't sell cars. We don't sell widgets. We have a couple of rental properties we rent to low income families, but we don't produce things to sell to bring in income. So that is important. And that's another reason why we need to raise the money so we reduce the size of that bridge loan, because what's left after the construction is done turns into a mortgage. And right now we only have like $39,000 worth of debt on the property, which can be paid off in this fundraising campaign. We want to come out of this debt free or as close to possible.
I guess my overarching question, or maybe even point I was getting at, is because you're so close, because you're basically 10% away, is there any plan to maybe scale back the project and do some other things down the line so the center can get up and going without getting all the way to that 4.5?
That's pretty much what's happening. Because of the start of the project, the project is priced in two pieces. So the main building is where we're starting. That leaves the community venue and STEM learning center, where we'll be interacting with our youth and community and families and residents. That pole barn that sits on the property, that can be moved down just a little bit, complete the first portion of the project while we raise funds to complete the entire project. But the site plan itself is wrapped up in the whole cost. So there is room to complete a large portion of the project and continue to raise funds a little ways down the road to complete the community venue portion of it, the indoor-outdoor community venue portion of it, which will wrap up the rest of the site work. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So did that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's room to, so we were trying, because we don't raise money by selling things, we don't have constant revenue coming in that's outside of grant funding or donations. We're trying to complete this project in one fell swoop, which is safer for the community for its sustainability. Because if we have to raise funds for the next 5-6 years, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. And that just delays the project, it delays the resources, and it delays everything that the community benefits from this project. So we're trying to knock this out in one fell swoop if possible. But there's room for us to complete one portion of the project, work on fundraising to complete the site work, and then as well, in the very last phase, complete what we call now the pole barn, but it's the indoor-outdoor community venue and STEM learning center. That portion of it, if you check our website, you'll see pictures of that. That can be completed a little bit later after the main building. So the main building is completed. Keep in mind all the resources go in. So we have Open Door Health Center is in there now. We have financial resources that are in there now, and all sorts of other things that's going on. Health department wants to be in the building. All those things take place immediately. So there's that kicks off. The only part that's delayed is the part where the community starts to get the learning, the education portion for over the summer months, for that indoor outdoor community venue, and the other functions and events that take place on the site itself, like the farmers markets, all those types of things. That it'll hinder the pantry some. So, but I mean, we need to get it done. So we are willing to adjust what that looks like.
Appreciate the updates.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Motion to table.
Second.
All those in favor of tabling, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. Next on tabled business is Eaton Police K-9.
Is Mr. Guffey here?
I make a motion, we remove it from the table.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
This is the second meeting that they've not attended. I believe this dog has been purchased, and I believe they already have it. So I'm gonna make a motion that we deny this request.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kiesling,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggley.
Yes.
Number 5 on the agenda, Albany Wildcat Park request.
Good morning. I represent the town of Albany. About 4 or 5 years ago, we started a project to develop a new park on the west side. We partnered with the local school corporation for that land, and we continue to work to develop that. We have placed a splash pad in that area, and just last year, we're in our second year, we installed pickleball courts. We completed the music amphitheater this summer and held our first concerts. We still have a few things to develop. One of them is a public restroom, and that's what our request to you today is for. We also want to put in some shelter houses for picnics, some shaded area. We have allocated $5,000 of town funds to plant some trees and shrubs for some landscaping. We estimate the cost of a new restroom to be about $75,000. We have $25,000 of local edit money that we can dedicate to the project. So our request of you is to help us fund the other $50,000.
Who is your quote from?
We received the quote for the concrete and the plumbing from Jay Weatherly. The rest of the materials we have priced at Menards for the building. And just as a side note, we held a vision planning meeting about 2 months ago, and one of the things that our community asked us to do would be to consider a bark park. We priced most of all the rest of the materials at Menards, and they currently have the rebate. We plan to use that rebate money to put a bark park in as well.
How many concerts are you having there every year now?
We are up to 4 concerts in the summer.
Nice.
It's a nice area, and the town's done a good job of trying to build that area.
Currently, you're just using porta potties or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd make a motion that we approve the request and take that request out of the Bell Road TIF, which currently has 77,000 in it, I believe. Is that correct, Gina?
Are you talking about Bell Perch?
Bell Perch, yeah.
4507.
Yeah. It's 77,000.
Mhm.
That would be my motion.
A second. Take Rob.
All right, motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kiesling,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggley.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Hall.
you. Number 6 on the agenda, Seal Master quotes and requests, and this is Carrie and Tommy too.
Yeah,
So-
they're still in the Finance Committee meeting, so I'll speak to this. So currently Delaware County doesn't crack seal our roads, and we have quite a bit that's been paved over the last 10 years. I think the county's done a really good job, and you'll hear more about how many were done this year in the State of the County address. But this is a proposal to purchase crack sealing equipment. So we're in that time of the year right now where we're not doing paving, but we're not doing plowing. And we could be proactive and do preventive maintenance that would extend the life of some of these road surfaces by, maybe 3 to 5 years if we can get on it in the right amount of time. Seal Master's a reputable company. The total cost here is $83,000 $112. And if this board were to approve it, I would recommend taking it from multiple TIFs, PRL, Midwest, probably Magna, the original Magna, not the industrial, Morrison, kind of spread it around the county. So if anybody has any questions, I will do my best to answer them, or maybe Mr. Thomas could answer something if I'm unable.
How quickly would this equipment get here?
I was looking for lead time on here. I believe it's available immediately. And the terms to pay this are 30 days.
Would there be an extended period of time to train people to operate this equipment efficiently?
Yes, there would.
Okay. Any idea what that ballpark time frame would be?
I was asking about training, and they said OJT on the job training would take 3 to 5 days.
Oh, that's
per
not bad.
operator.
Oh, that's better
Yeah,
than I
it's
expected.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It seems like. I think it's more about the preventive maintenance of the equipment.
Sure.
So when you're done cleaning out the lines, not leaving the mastic or
Yeah.
the
Yeah, and the next year we're not replacing the machine.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions or discussion?
I'd make a motion to approve the purchase of this crack sealing equipment. Again, taking it from multiple TIFs, and we can meet and decide exactly which TIFs.
Second.
Okay, motion second, roll call, please.
Mr. Keesling,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Wrigley.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is the Gaston Sidewalk Project preliminary plans. Good morning.
Good morning. Just a little bit of background here. I work for United Consulting. We're under contract to design a sidewalk in the town of Gadsden for about 600 feet. We have completed our preliminary design, and that's what I'm presenting here today. Seeking approval of the general design, and secondly, seeking approval of the land acquisition areas on the 3 parcels on the north end of the project that has the sidewalk proposed outside of existing county right of way.
So technically, this is outside the town of Gaston, just north, and it goes to the dollar store, which is technically in the county. And the reason this started in our first town hall of the year, the commissioner's first town hall of the year, citizens asked if we could take a look at putting a sidewalk there. People walk from the town of Gaston, and then they walk out on the county road and walk in traffic to get to the dollar store. So we've met out there on site a couple times. I think Tim and they've done a good job at United finding the path of least resistance in terms of cost and neighbor opposition on which side of the road this goes on. So it would be on the west side of the road. And then when it gets to the dollar store, it would cross over. There would be a crosswalk, and there would be lights and signs and things, warning people. We could even take a look at slowing down the traffic coming in there if necessary. So this was a request out of our first town hall meeting.
And we're looking at approximately $120,000. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, that's with contingency. So there's a
Right.
10% contingency in there. That's almost $10,000. There's also a line for inflation, which I think is smart, for $5,500. So that adds about 15,000 to it. So the construction total is 96,422.40, but the request would be to approve the rounded amount, including contingency and inflation, of 120,000.
I would like to add, this is a preliminary set of design plans. Once we receive approval from the board to move forward with the land acquisition process, there will eventually be a final set of construction documents that will be signed and sealed and ready for public bid. But this is a preliminary design.
So is your request today to only move forward with the land acquisition portion, or the entire sidewalk project that's in front of us?
I would say both. The key for the schedule is the land acquisition process, because that can take time once negotiations begin with the landowners. And so we need to keep that part of the schedule moving. The rest of the design will continue as originally scheduled, but it is not the critical path item. And so I guess what I'm saying is, if there are general comments, questions on the layout of the sidewalk, that stuff can be changed in the future. But once the board approves the right-of-way takes, if you will, on the 3 parcels, that is a final decision that begins the land engineering process from our office.
Commissioner Brand, I
Yeah.
think you can either do it, I don't know that it has to necessarily be two different motions, but you need to approve the preliminary plan so they can continue to move forward. And then also approve the land acquisition, which allows them to move forward into the final plan process. So you can do that in two motions, do it combined either way, but just essentially giving them the authority to continue on with the project and move towards that final plan to go out to bid.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you seeing land acquisition costs in that?
I don't, no.
Do you have an estimate of land acquisition cost?
The estimated land acquisition cost is approximately $5,750. That's a total amongst the 3 parcels in land acquisition. That does not include approximately $10,000 of right-of-way engineering fees for each parcel that have already been approved by this board. When this was presented a number of months ago, I was not here, but the initial proposal for United to do this work.
I would just add that it might be prudent to put a cap on that acquisition amount because things sometimes get sideways with
out of
property
control.
owners.
No, I get it. So you're already adding another $6,000 to this, right?
Not outside of what has already been approved by this board.
I'd make a motion to approve the land acquisition cost up to $5,700.
Second.
$5,750.
$5,750, thank you.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Kiesling,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggley.
Yes.
Okay, now, does the board want to consider approving the project? Or are we comfortable where we are?
How you want to pay for it?
I was looking at that. It'd have to come out of multiple TIFs. So there's a TIF out there in Gaston that doesn't have any money in it. So it would have to come from several other TIFs, just like we've done most other projects in areas where there isn't a TIF or the TIF's not funded. And it would come from all the standard, you know what? This might be able to come out of Fountain Square that's gonna get funded pretty well this year. Yeah, I would say Fountain Square.
I'll make a motion, we approve the project.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kiesling,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes,
Mr. Wiggley.
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Tim.
you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is Resolution 2025-17, City of Muncie Residential Housing.
So this resolution is to memorialize what was talked about in previous meetings. This is a resolution not to exceed the $470,200. We did take this from various TIFs. So Morrison, Nebo Road, Midwest Metal, PRL, and Industrial Center. This also identifies that the Muncie Redevelopment Commission will contribute the same pledge. We went back and listened to the meeting just to verify exactly how this was worded. And the way it was worded in the meeting when it was approved was that the same pledge will be in a proportionate drawdown schedule beginning approximately spring of 2026 with the MRC. So this is just to memorialize what was approved.
Any questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kiesling,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes,
Mr. Wiggley.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is Park 1 permits. Commissioner Brand?
Yeah, so if you recall, maybe a couple months ago, we halted the second entrance project for the Park 1 332 because we were trying to figure out where the money was coming from. I won't go through that history, but there were permits that will be expiring. So we asked American Structure Point if it was possible to extend these permits. And what you have says that there are 3 different permits. There's an IDEM water main permit, there's an IDEM sanitary sewer construction permit, and NDOT permit, that because it's on 332. So these can all be extended. However, just to be clear, the IDEM water main, it has a one-year extension option, and we can request that prior to expiration, which is April 25th of next year. The sanitary sewer permit, that extension needs to be requested by April 2nd of next year for construction. I don't know how many times we can extend that, but it doesn't say specifically that it's once or how many times. And then the NDOT permit, we believe at this point, we're still trying to get clarification from the Greenfield District that we could get a 1-year extension on that permit. So the general question is, do we want to give American Structure Point permission to extend these permits?
When does the NDOT permit expire?
The NDOT permit expires March 27th of 26.
Okay, so they're all basically within a month
The
of
first,
each other.
basically within the first 4 months of next year.
How long does it take for them to do this renewal?
He said it would take he can do it really quick. It just depends on the response from IDEM. They recommend doing it now. That way, there's plenty of runway for IDEM and NDOT to make responses, because I think he said that they're backlogged at NDOT for sure. Yep.
And the new expiration date, if we were to get these extensions, would be a year from the current expiration date, not a year from now, correct?
That's correct.
I personally feel like that project is still, there's still a lot of conversation going on about that. I think it would be in our best benefit to go ahead and pay to extend those permits.
I agree.
I do too. I think there's an outstanding opportunity for economic development out there, and I would like to be part of the solution and not part of the problem.
So this gives us essentially another year to sort through.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Gives us more time. I'll make a motion, we approve that extension.
Second,
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kiesling,
yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes,
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggerly.
Yes.
I will notify American Structure Point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 10 on the agenda is the 32-acre site at Cowan Road. Tracy?
Yes, so in the packet, in the Dropbox folder, I placed a map in there of a 32-acre site that the Redevelopment Commission owns. It's on Cowan Road. It's sort of a dogleg shape. I received an inquiry from a local real estate broker asking if the commission would be interested in extending an option to purchase that property. So I said that I would come and seek the commission's interest in that. It would take it off the market for a year or more. Certainly there's some opportunity cost there, given that we're proposing that site for other projects. I think maybe the folks working on international economic development are also putting that site in front of prospects. So just wanted to get the thoughts of the commission on taking that off the market.
So it's an
For
option.
an option.
They're not actually wanting to buy it. They're just wanting to.
Just an option.
And this is a spot with a rail spur.
Yeah, it is rail served. The commission's also invested additional dollars in some engineering around that.
Because we've done some drainage conversations on this in the past.
There was a study by Lockmuller when there were previous economic development opportunities in that area to put in a second drive based on the amount of truck traffic that was going to go in. So the map that you see in front of you, it looks like it has a little roundabout out there to the right. That's the single drive. But if that other business would have developed and it didn't, we would have required a truck entrance near the railroad track. And you can see the wetland in the picture, so that was all going to have to be mitigated. That's no longer a requirement. So we've halted Lockmuller on doing that stormwater work because the other project did not develop. But Tracy's right. We have actually one business that's already here is looking to expand, and I think there's at least one other wanting to locate in Delaware County from an international.
So we have competitive interest in the property. This takes us out of consideration for a year.
I'm
high
I'm
on it.
personally not interested in doing it. I think if a
I
business
agree.
wants
Agreed.
the property, they need to step forward and make a purchase
Agreed.
Yep, I agree.
request.
Do we
I'm
need to
in.
make a motion to deny this option thing? Or?
I didn't receive any sort of formal option documentation, nothing. It was a question via text. So
That's very serious.
well, it's just a question about would there be a willingness.
They're not
So-
here to present
Consensus,
themselves.
consensus is no.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
feel free to send that back in text.
Oh,
That's good.
All right, moving on to invoices. Do we have any questions about the invoices?
I do.
Okay.
Let me get my packet in front of me. So the second one, no, I'm sorry, the third one on there for E and B paving. What's in our packet, there was actually a claim form put with it, and the number on the claim form does not match what's on the invoice and does not match what's on the claim. So the claim's right, the invoice is right, I'm assuming, but I just want to point out that the claim voucher that was filled out on the front, it says $615,000 and the actual claim is $613,000. So what's on our claim is correct, but I wouldn't want this claim form to be submitted to the auditor's office.
So, Carrie typically sends me claims form with it, but I did confirm with her that the correct amount is the 613,000 on the actual invoice. So I will redo the claims form. to make
Perfect.
sure that's
Thank you.
reflected. Okay.
And then I would like to clarify that $613,488.97, this is for E and B paving, the Houston Road paving project. So where Hoyt and NDOT right away ended, and they paved all the way in across Cowan Road, past, Buddy Carroll's place, and went up to the railroad on Houston that enters into Muncie. And then they also went to Old Houston Road and went to across there in front of the old Woolahans, across the railroad tracks, and to Walnut South or Old 3 South. But there would be a remaining balance to finish, so we would be expecting an additional invoice at some point of $182,013.28. So this isn't billed in full. I'm just making that clear. Okay, the second thing I had for claims is the Sesco Group. On our claims, it says 23,500, but the invoice says 25,300. So there's a transposition of the 3 and the 5. And I'm wondering, I'm assuming the invoice is correct?
It is correct.
Okay. And then finally, the second United Consulting from the Magna Industrial. On our claim, it says 10,528.20, and the claim says 10,548.20, a difference of $20. So the claim is incorrect and the invoice is correct. So that's the United invoice for the Cowan sidewalk improvements, and the invoice says 10,548.20, and the claim says 10,528.20. So the invoice is correct. Okay. And then we had added an invoice for Make My Move. I'm gonna brag a little bit. This board did approve that, and we've had 4 folks locate to Delaware County since we implemented that project. So
I actually want to brag a little bit further on that because I get to see everything on the back end with Make My Move. Those 4 movers actually all purchased homes as well, whereas the vast majority of the movers with the Make My Move program up until this interlocal agreement were renting homes. So having 4 home buyers because of an interlocal agreement that we approved, I think is well worth the $20,000.
and local income tax. So if we make those corrections I mentioned, please double check my math. The new claims total would be $723,919.88.
I make a motion we approve with those corrections.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Keesling,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Wiggerly.
Yes.
We have no bond or bot invoices. Do we have the form with public comment? Or is it still in the hall?
Mr. Yinzer was signed up.
Okay.
He was the only one I saw. Dean, would you grab that sign-in sheet out of the hallway, please?
Is that it? Thank you.
We ready?
Good morning.
Rick Yenser, newsman and author. I always enjoy these redevelopment commission meetings, and remember not that long ago that we always spent money to create jobs. In the days episode here, I still, like others, have problems with government subsidizing high-end housing. That was never done a generation or two ago. And frankly, I don't think it's necessary, because developers, whether they're here locally or come in from out of town, they still have money. And they still want our money to do business here. And you brought up your Make My Move. That reminds me of a century ago during the Depression. And in the 30s, the government had a relocation and housing project to move people around. Some people thought it was, migrant camps because they needed people to work. Others saw the need for new housing and to help people in need. And of course, the people that are going to this new development out by Farmington in that cornfield, they're not people in need. They're people that are going to buy $500,000 homes. And again, that subsidy back then was called socialism, and this is what I would call today extreme socialism, of subsidizing high-end housing. And again, as I always say too, you need to create jobs. Not necessarily paying people to come here, but paying business and industry to come here. And I thank you for your time.
Would anyone else from the public wish to speak? Any comments from the commission? Okay, with that, I will adjourn this meeting.
Have a safe day, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh gosh, you're right.